today, folks. We are down at the beautiful Golden Gate Bob's Nursery in Richmond, California. We got this big Canary hybrid on the back of this truck. What the heck is going on here? What are these guys doing? Looks like they just trimmed the dang thing up. Look at that. Got the nice pineapple look. It's got a little bit of the diamond action. See the diamond action right there? Yeah. Usually you don't do that to these Canary palms. Well, you know what? Today they did it. You know, it kind of matches what you do to a silver date palm right here. Phoenix sylvestris. Pretty much all the time you trim it just like that. That's what you do. And over here, oh, watch out. When you come to Golden Gate Palms, they got cats. These cats running all over the place. I guess they don't have rats because they got cats. But I don't know what's going on here, but these employees that work here, they like to just leave out cans to make it look a little bit like a homeless camp with cats. So you got to watch out where you walk. Anyway, back to the point. Here you have a beautiful Pygmy palm hybridized with a Canary palm. And we're going to take this thing on this trailer here, as soon as I unload it, all the way up to Sebastopol, where there are very few pools, but there will be one today. Mostly it's just apple orchards in Sebastopol, not a lot of pools. I don't know why they call it Sebastopol. But the other thing they're gonna get is this incredible Cycad Titanguensis. Can you say that? It's been hard for me to pronounce that my whole life. But look at this beautiful thing. I think we salvaged this from some estate somewhere long ago, and we finally found a home for it. And there it is. It's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. Nice big root ball. And look at that. Maybe like, what, 8 foot of trunk? The Cycad Titanguensis is from Taiwan. It has a much bigger spread. Much bigger than the typical single palm that you are so familiar with. Anyway, that is the order of today. And if you want any kind of things like this, or if you would like to adopt a cat, take the load off the nursery, call 925-325-PALM. See you at the job. All right, there's a crane. There's a whole septic field right here, so I couldn't drive my crane over here. Had to get a big giant crane to lift it over the septic field. Here's the beautiful future garden. Out there are the beautiful apple orchards of Sebastopol, which it's famous for. There's some of the apples we're talking about. And here's one right here I found on the ground that I'm eating for breakfast. And that, everyone, is Christopher. He's a legendary landscaper in Sebastopol. We're going to get him tons of work from this video. Anything you want to say, Christopher?
I love palms.
He loves palms. All right. Well, let's go get one. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Lift off. Yes. Look at this big thing. Extremely special hybrid Pygmy Canary palm here. This is gorgeous, huh? Look at this thing. Got it all trimmed up. Look at that big head. Huge head. Could have trimmed it a little bit more, but I figured, you know what? Just leave all the functional photosynthesizing foliage on there, even if it's not perfect. And there she goes. There she goes. Whoosh. Flying like a bird. Flying like a bird. Don't you love it? My baby. My baby. My baby. That's my baby. All right, I need to go on the other side now. Like magic. There it is. I gotta ask how heavy it is. We have a weight. I bet it's 5,200. 40. I'm off by 1,000 pounds. 4,200. No problema. We were ready for 7,500. I thought we were gonna have a bigger root ball. Anyway, better lighter than heavier. That's what my wife says about me. Why do you think she keeps saying that? Want to let all the ladies know that those guys might be available, but this one's not. He's already taken. That's Travis. Look,
Ring on the finger right there.
He's got the X-Files ring there. All right. You know what you call this kind of palm, Travis? You call it stubborn. Doesn't want to stand up straight. So, as evidenced by this angle here. Anyway, we're gonna move the strap over here, pick it up, and then it'll be totally perfect. This is the point where we look at it with evil eyes from all directions. And it's also the point where you get to meet the client. There he is. That's James right there. James, we love your place.
Thanks.
And how'd you end up getting interested about doing these palms?
You know, I saw one of your videos on YouTube during COVID.
So you see what I'm doing?
I wanted some palms.
Awesome. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just like hunting another victim by making another video.
Spreading the addiction.
Spreading the addiction. Have you read, did I send you our product warning label?
No.
Oh. Yeah, well, I'll send you that. It's a little bit about addiction.
Yeah.
So, you know, these plants can be kind of addicting. You get one, and then you think you're good, and then you need another fix, and then it just never ends. That's what happened to me. Yeah.
You were telling me how the lower, yellower fronds are water reservoirs.
Right. So the way these palms work, they have a binary function of water transfer. And what's really interesting is that you can cut off one of those fronds and it will stay green on the ground for like 2 or 3 weeks, okay, before it dries out, because it has nowhere for the water to go except evaporating out of the tissue. However, when you transplant a palm, you put it under hydrologic stress. And what ends up happening is those fronds will brown out like in a week. So like much faster than they could if they were cut off the tree. And the way they're doing it is the palm is sucking the moisture back into the core and into the growth until like we make the palm recover. That's why we leave it on, because it acts as like little water bottles for the tree to kind of live off of. But yeah, and so what made you move to Sebastopol? I love it up here.
Just love the weather, the people are nice.
I love the whole like half residential, half ag nature to it.
The wine country views.
The rolling hills.
You saw the giant vineyards coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever partaked in the hard cider? They make hard cider around here, right?
I had a little.
Yeah, okay. Right on. And do you have any reservations about me getting in your pool and testing it for proper water wetness?
You might want to dust off a
okay,
little,
maybe.
But,
I'll take a hose.
I think that's the right way to cool down.
Yeah, that's the one way that I can know that I'm done with the job. End up in the water. 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Lift off. Yes. We have lift off. One broken tip. It's always a broken tip. Every time. Right there, a little broken tip. I shouldn't illustrate the defects. Focus on the beauty, Gary. Come on. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness, I gotta get a still frame. Do you do video or do you do still frames? It's a hard call because you can't do both. I guess I could do a screenshot of the video. And there she goes, off into the wild blue yonder. All right, everybody. Save up all your money and then call me up right after you build your pool. Not before, after. And then we'll have some fun. Look how much fun we're having. Come on. If you're lucky, Travis will show up. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there it is. Look at that thing. So we realize it has a slight S curve to it. It comes up this way. Oh, can't see that. Then it goes straight. Then it goes this way. And then it comes back. Just like a mini S. You're fully enveloped in the sky. Right there. Okay, Christopher. What were you saying about this tree?
Oh, how cool it is. It's so rare. So it looks like it's a basic cycad, but it's actually a cousin of a basic cycad.
Yeah.
And it's not only super rare, but it's also crazy tall.
Yeah.
And you seldom see anything so glorious outside of a 100-year-old collection in the Victorian Conservatory.
I wish I could talk like that. My channel would be so much better if I was that articulate. Sorry. But thank you, Chris, for such an eloquent response. James, you're up.
Thanks for bringing these palms out today, Gary.
All right, well, thank you. You're gonna have some pretty fun pool parties out here. So yeah, so I guess the whole thing is we had that septic field out there, and this is why we had to fly them in. That was harder than we thought. But there you go. That's gonna be the end of our video. Actually, there's one more thing we gotta do. Let's do it right now. James, do you like to see other people suffer in pain?
No.
Well, you're about to. 1, 2, 3, best belly flop ever. I'm just kidding, it just looks like I'm dead. You always freak the homeowners out. They're like, oh no, I wonder if my insurance policy covers this landscaper shocked to death in the pool because of his vicious belly fall. All right, that's it, people. Thank you, James, for filming. Thanks for having me. Anybody needs a pump, and especially if you have a pool and you need a pump, call me. Just make sure the pool cover is open when we do the job. Look at that beautiful pool. Beautiful pool.
I don't think that's going to solve the oil problem because the water goes to the skin.
James is a really smart man because he knew I was coming today. So he scheduled the pool cleaner to come on cue right after I did my belly flop. Smart guy. They're the beautiful apple orchards of Sebastopol that I told you about.